Hello again, my friends. Look at this. This is a beautiful little beer garden in Wonder Bar on Dumbarton Road. I just had a little pint in here, and including a tip of 15%, which I hit, it came to £7.50, which is high, very high. But it's a lovely environment, quite a party environment in there. It's like a night out. Music's a bit loud for me at the moment because I'm getting old. And there's like a watch night out in there. So, you know, the midlife crisis is here. What a way to start a video. What a way to start a video. How you doing, my friends? So you get all moany when you're I mean, I had a pint, right? So I should be in party mode, but there's something about students when they get drunk. They start slapping the table and shouting and all that. It's almost like all the years of repression come out and they start shouting. Oh my God, look at that. They start shouting and all that. But fair enough. I'm sure if I'd had another 2 pints, I'd have been slapping the table and all, slap mine arse cheeks and everything. That's what I'd have been doing. But anyway, my friends, we're going to take a wee walk along here and see what it looks like. You've got the Kelvin Grove Art Gallery Museum and many other features. There's a Brewdog pub up here as well. Should I go in? No, don't do it. Faster, master, don't do it. You know what happens? Look at the river. The river is overflowing today. Many, many days of rain. It's a torrent of aqua. But let's have a wee walk. I know it's very dark here, so the picture quality will be poor. I do apologise. Bear with me though. There's many atmospheres that we will capture. Look at that. Don't know how, if you can see that. I'll just stand still so you can get a close-up of the purple. It was red last year. This year it's purple. Massive, big purple. No, don't say it. But beautiful. The University of Glasgow or Strathclyde University or Harry Potter building, whatever it is, but it's beautiful. Those who are being educated in there, inspired by the ergonomics in the building, very, very blessed and lucky. Better make it count. So, I hope you're all doing well. We'll take a wee walk along here. The rain is starting to come down, so I might need to wipe these off a little bit and see what's going on in Glasgow City Centre on a Monday night. Right, I better do some smooth walking. Keep the camera nice and steady for you. Let's move towards the light. Like a moth. There we go. That's a very stark, Russian, Soviet-looking environment, isn't it? Somebody's went mad with the gloss paint up there. I think that's the Kelvin Hall, where I used to play badminton in. There's so many things I want to say about so many things. Anyway, never mind. I tell you what, I waffle some amount of crap. Honestly, there's quite a few viewers have met me in the streets, and I'm pretty sure they realise I'm exactly the same off camera as I am on camera. Just a torrent of absolute nonsense. The Kelvin Grove Art Gallery Museum is absolutely covered in scaffolding. It looks horrendous. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know what they're doing, but I hope it's worth it. But there is some amount of construction going on in Glasgow. Some amount of fixing and digging up and repaving, paving. Many, many things going on. Oh no, I just stood in a big puddle. Oh no. Listen, this is very dark here. There's the Brewdog pub. Wee bit expensive. If you like your Brewdog, it's fair enough. Apparently, if you've got a Brewdog tattoo, right, you get 20% off Brewdog food and drink. There's a guy, when I was in there before, and he had a Brewdog tattoo on his wrist, and he showed me and he says it gives him 20% off all drink and food. A wee cobbled street. Nice, I like it. Right, what direction shall we go? We're going to head straight on up. I think is it Woodlands Road? We'll find out when we get there.
Okay, good.
Cafe Orlando, which is essentially a chippy. Is that Sandro's? Looks Italian. Oh, I've got a big pizza oven in there. Can you see this? Look at the size of the pizza oven on that. Get that fox. What the fox you get that for, mate? Oh, I love talking crap. Boxy hotspot. Oh, matron. Right, enough of that. Oh, there's a big one-wheeler. Check the wheel on that here. That's one of the videos, isn't it? Maybe one for the members area. Right, onwards. How many innuendos can I say in one street? Let's find out, my friends. What is this? This is Mother India Cafe. Looking nice, selling Kingfisher, which is the Indian beer. You get the King Fema, which is a non-alcoholic one, I'm sure. The YouTuber Bald and Bankrupt educated me on that. Oh, don't put the camera there. That's people having lunch, dinner, stroke, tea. Wow, you have a poltergeist in there. What's happening? Massive big digger. As I say, there's so much construction going on in Glasgow. A lot of money getting spent on making things better. Right, let's cross over. There is the Fireplace Gallery. Now let's see what kind of gallery this is. Oh, it's fireplaces. Wow, amazing. Nice big, is it skillet they call them? Right, okay, well that's boring. You've got Phil's licensed grocers over there, which is Window Cafe. I don't know if you can see that, it says Window Cafe. Interesting. Not interesting enough to make me cross the road, but I like it. Takeaway places and barber shops. Do you know I've not been to a barber shop since I was 18. Now I'm 43 now. I went to a barber shop when I was 18, they gave me an absolute bowl cut. And I went, I'm never going back. Whoa, you nearly never lived there, mate. So what's that? 25 years since I went to a hairdresser's. Think about the amount of money I've saved. I bought a set of hair clippers and I learned to cut my own hair, and now I'm bald. This haircut did not go as planned. Right. So we'll find out what street I'm on. Once I see a road sign. The Islay Inn, I've been in there before, it's quite nice, just a kind of a normal little pub, quite quiet on a weekday. Soup and a sandwich, £8.50, Monday to Friday, 12 to 4. Nice big pictures on the wall. You guys swaggering back for the toilet. Hope you've washed your hands, mate. Penelope will be on your case. If you don't know, Penelope is the chief hand hygienist of the channels. Anytime I'm doing a live stream, and I get somebody to hold my phone while I go to the toilet to pee, or not to pee, or I'm in the house and I come back, she says, that was too quick. There's no way you washed your hands. I'm just very, very efficient. I pee like a fire hose. That tree was featured, I don't know if you can quite see it. That tree outside apartments, if you're American, or flats, if you're from here, was featured in some Glasgow show, Glasgow news article. Big beautiful tree. Unfortunately, the tree at the back of my house was chopped down aggressively, right to the shaft. And I miss it because I used to look out the window during the pandemic when you weren't allowed out the house, and I used to look out the window and look at the trees, and it had a wee squirrel family in it. Had a couple of pigeon families in it, and I watched many generations of families and babies prosper on that tree, and now it's chopped down. And now all I see is a wall of windows from my neighbours. And I tell you what, do you know, I know I'm rabbiting a lot, right? It's because there's not a lot going on, right? So talk a lot of crap, while we find something interesting to look at. But when I first moved into my flat, there was a woman across the back from me, and there was no curtains on our windows, and my kitchen faces out to those windows. And I used to be doing the dishes, and she would be wandering about. You know, it's like from here to like over there, so you can see. And she'd be wandering about, and I'd be doing the dishes. Occasionally you would catch a glance of each other and so on, but she's doing her thing, I'm doing mine's. And then I remember one day, I was like, I don't think she's got any top on. Bear in mind, no curtains or anything like that, and I didn't have any binoculars, don't think that, right? And I was like, she's walking about topless. And I thought, fair enough. And then she's walking up to the window and stretching and everything, and I thought, fair enough. I've got dishes today. And then I noticed another day, because it kept happening, it was pretty much every time I was doing the dishes. I was doing the dishes every day. My dishes were immaculate. And then I noticed one day, I was like, she's doing it again. She's just walking about topless, wearing a pair of black pants. And then I realised, that's no pants. That's no pants. That's Muff. Anyway, right, so we are on, which street we on? Right, quick distraction, the algorithm will come for me. Don't know which street we're on. Get Kelvin Grove Cafe there. Oh, that looks nice. Let's cross over. Let's safely cross over and have a wee look at the Kelvin Grove Cafe, because it looks beautiful. Established in 1896, that's the original fascia signage there. That looks beautiful, and it looks very Christmassy and atmospheric with the old lanterns. Look at that. Give you a wee glimpse. Oh, there's a laptop, don't look at that, in case it's data protection. So I think this is this no classed as Argyle Street actually? Thai, Osad, Osta, Usage. Beth, I can't read that. I'm too uneducated and blind. Oh, there's some size of truck. How much stuff do you need? Do you remember what Robert De Niro said in Heat? Do not become attached to anything that you cannot turn your back on in 5 seconds flat. Beautiful big fruit shop here. I'm about to go on a rant about a sugar tax. So all your beautiful fruit there, 3 for $1.20 for your leafy clementines, looking good. You got a nice big, I've never even seen these, a quince. Wow. Some nice chestnuts on an open fire. Figs, cabbages and leeks. Nice. But aye, so now the sugar tax has come into play. So they're putting the price up of things containing a certain amount of sugar, which is essentially a tax on the poor people, because the cheapest ingredient that we've ever created is sugar, because we can make it from high fructose corn syrup and different seeds and nuts and so on, and plants. So we can basically synthesize it. So it's the cheapest food source, the cheapest calorific source we've ever found. And now we're putting a high tax on it to try and help people with their health. Now that is fine if education isn't working. But what would be even better is if they took that tax and they used it to reduce the price of avocados and olive oil and apples and tangerines. But no, they're not doing that. Not at all. They're still 100% more expensive than they were post-pandemic. So, if you don't have a lot of money, in Chicago town pizzas, which is essentially sugar, because bread is a sugar, are $1.50 or $2.50. That's where you're going to go with. If it's $1.50 for an avocado and £9 for a bottle of olive oil, you're not going to go with that, are you? They tell you to eat 5 a day of apples and oranges and 5 a day of vegetables. If you do that, it'll cost you about 10, 15 quid a day just in your fruit and veg. if you a balanced and variety of them. So it's not really feasible because they don't have the calories enough to keep you going for your day job and all the cold nights and so on. So it's all a lie. It's just a way of taxing the poor. That's nice in there, isn't it? Lovely, I love it. But sorry about that rant there. You like to expose the reality of their fake lies. So they charge you for flying, carbon emissions, charge you for sugar, even though it's the cheapest fuel source we've ever found. Double the price of things because of carbon, so they have to fly the avocados and olives. Everything goes up. And then they put the wage up. I tell you, you should be grateful. That looks nice in there, Lebowski's. Looks quite quiet though. I suppose it is a Monday night. Gallus Alice. So we're moving into the area up here, which is Charing Cross. You get Charing Cross train station, and then to the left of it, you've got Sucky Hall Street, which begins. You do the Sucky Hall Street slalom. That bar looks, the back of that bar looks absolutely beautiful. It's quite simple. You've got the lights in the bar with the drinks, but I love it. That is the Brass Monkey, even though the K is gone, so it's the Brass Money. But there you go. What do you think of that? A nice wee ambient walk along. Is this Argyle Street? I should probably know. It is Argyle Street, it says Argyle Street there. A nice wee walk along Argyle Street. It's not your city centre, Argyle Street. It's moving more towards your Kelvin Grove Art Gallery Museum and your Byers Road up the top. But I thank you very much for joining me on a wee walk. Wee coffee shops and different places you can go in here. Nice. Thank you so much, my friends, and I'll catch you very, very soon.